My name is Kenneth Berg. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and our FLEVT company coming soon. All right, so basic question, simple and plain, right to the point. Does your ultra short throw projector see a 100% infinity contrast level? This is a part, like I told you, I've been talking about this for the longest time when it comes to ultra short throw projectors. I see a lot of demonstrations with these machines in dark environments. Some of them have insane amount of contrast levels attached to them, and they still are in the dark. Now mind you, you're talking about a projector that is basically supposed to replace the TV. How is this going to be possible when TVs can generate infinity contrast? They don't have to be OLEDs. They have to be regular TVs can read. As long as they got a black tube, they can pick it up. Now, when it comes to the projector, on the other hand, it does also too have the ability to read an Infinity 1 contrast level. My projector sitting here is an NEC, let me see, it's a U3, it's a UM316, oh sorry, 361X. So it's a UM361X projector. And this projector has a 4,000 to 1 contrast. Doesn't require a 2 million to 1. Doesn't require a 10 million to 1. Doesn't require 20,000 to 1, 10,000 to 1. Doesn't require any of that, due to the fact that the technology we're using here, which we call the mother of all screens, hopefully we get the name right. I've been getting Quasar and Aquarius for some reason mixed up. I don't know why. But anyway, it is our FLE Fusion Light Energy, RL Radiant Light Black Luminous Quasar. Quasar and Aquarius. I don't know why. I'm going to name a screen with Aquarius. Ooh, as a matter of fact, I need to look that up. What is that? Maybe it's an idea for me to name a new screen. They could be part of that collection lineup. But anyway, so this technology will allow your ultra short throw projector the ability to be able to read an infinity contrast level while in a fully lit environment. And that's one of the things I've seen when it comes to ultra short throw projectors and setups, that they will be in these dark, poorly lit environments to try to capture or mimic a contrast level, when technically at the end of the day you're just reading gray, a really poor gray at that. You cannot read the Infinity 1 level. It does not come up. It doesn't pick up. It has comes up with a kind of a grayish look to it. It doesn't come up all that well. So with that being said, you are not reading 100% contrast. Even if your projector, I don't care how much you pay for it, you can't read it. The P2 can't read it without our technology. The Epson LS800 can't read an infinity contrast level without our technology. Samsung, ViewSonic, you name a bunch of them, they don't have that capability. Keep in mind, we do not support knockoff projectors because we see a lot of those in ultra short throw form, so they're not supported by this technology. But anyway, as I told you, you can't see it. And the reason why there's nothing wrong with these projectors is the fact that the screen that they're being displayed on doesn't give that projector that capability. Now, this right here, of course, as you can see, it's 100% black technology, and it can easily read an ultra short throw projector. It can see the star field with no problem. And again, my projector price cost me around 60 bucks. This is my old work projector, and that ran me $60. And some of you, if not all of you, on YouTube right now are using projectors that are far more higher and advanced, but yet you can't do this. You can't project in a fully lit environment, and you definitely can't have lights on in the environment because your screen will wash out. And I've watched this. So if you're a customer and you're going through this, you can't get your projector to react like a TV. You can't read your 100% contrast levels as they're supposed to be seen, then what's the point of you spending all that money for that projector? Just because I hear at the end of the day that, look, if I have a 2 million to 1 contrast, it is going to be able to give you darker contrast levels, darker black levels. You don't pick up black at all, period. You can't read it. Where is, let me see, sorry, shop is in a bit of a disarray because we're going to a bigger shop. I'm trying to figure out exactly where I put that at right now. I got 2 of them here somewhere. Just got to be tracked down the other one. See if we can find it. It's in here somewhere. Now you should be able to read that. Most people, when they go through that and it's not picking up, the first thing they'll do is, well, I'll go out and I'll spend the money for a expensive projector, something with a really high contrast attached to it, and this is going to fix the problem. This is going to bring you more higher black levels, those concentrated black contrast levels. You can't see it at all. We're going to be having a showroom pretty soon, and this is going to be on display. And we can clearly show that you cannot read your contrast levels due to the fact that you have the wrong screen. And that's the problem. You have the wrong screen. Your projector works perfectly fine. You have the wrong screen. So you were told that gray screens are screens that are fantastic for ultra short throw applications. You were told that white screens are also two good screens for ultra short throw applications. But you were lied to because are not. They don't read it. They can't pick it up. So I'm going to show you little things. The next two videos, I'll show you a few things and show you why you don't have what you think you have. Most important thing you're going to need for your projection screen to work is your contrast level. And that's the reason why you go out and you spend all this money this is for my certified ultra short throw surface. Right now, that's my lens. I have a certified ultra short throw surface in here also. They tell you, look, you darken your environment and you're going to be able to read your contrast levels and all that's going to pull up. It's not going to happen. So this resembles a white screen. A lot of you have those on your projectors right now. And this also resembles Flash's gray screen. A lot of you go out and do gray paints and you figure that and you go stick it in a dark environment, you're going to be able to achieve the contrast levels and you don't pick them up because you can't see them. I have no idea who started that concept, but that's some Harry Potter nonsense right there. That's virtually impossible. Your gray screen can't read it. It's not going to happen. Gray screen. I can wash that out with a cell phone flashlight right there. There's your gray screen. And then we have certified, which again costs you a whole lot more money, and it can't even read the Infinity One. So what costs you more? I was on a forum site where people had $4,000, $5,000, even a $10,000 ultra short throw screen setup. Yeah, I saw one of them. It was a big screen too with a lot of money. You spend all this money. You spend money for your projector because you figure you can fix it if you go out and you get yourself a high-end screen. That's an ultra short throw, and this is by Daylight. Yeah, it's their new ultra short throw screens. I told you we got certified screens galore. We test their stuff. It's going to cost you a lot of money, a great deal of money. So, is it going to read the Infinity One contrast level? Let me put it in the middle because I think this one has, yeah, it has the whatchamacallit, the narrow viewing cone effect. So we have to make sure this one sits in the middle. These are not affected by the narrow viewing cone. So we'll put this one here and here. So usually this is what we see. Gray paints, we see people on white screens because they figure that the projector is going to fix the problem. And then somebody, what about, you can't read color. You can't pick it up. It's not going to happen. You can't read color due to the fact that you can't read a contrast level. And you need both of those to work hand in hand in order for you to be able to read the Infinity One. So, what you have here, and the problem you have here that you're dealing with, is the fact that you can't read it at all, which means if you can't read contrast, you can't read color, if you can't read all that together, that's what plays a role in there. Your ambient light rejection technology also is included in absorbing light. Very important. So that means that's the reason why majority of the screens, well actually all the ones I've seen so far, you're sitting in the dark. You turn your lights on, your contrast levels squash out. Contrast, true black can generate with the lights on or off, it doesn't really make a difference. So if you have to turn out your lights to get the screen for the contrast to work, because your colors are washing out and fading, that means that your ambient light rejection has just failed, and that means your contrast levels don't exist. That's why you're sitting in the dark. Because the image produces better. That's why. You should be able to operate that in the fully lit environment. Mind you, you're on an ultra short throw. You have to understand that huge concept there. You don't have a distance throw. Projectors like these long throws over here, different story. Because they're going to be back about 16 feet from a screen, or 10 feet from a screen, and they have to travel a distance across the room to make contact with the screen, which means their lumen count is going to drop. Even when the projector takes off, the minute they start to travel, the lumen count starts to dramatically drop, depending on how much light's in the environment. But an ultra short throw doesn't have that issue, because an ultra short throw is sitting right up on top of the screen, which means the distance throw really doesn't even exist, which means you have a more concentrated 3000 lumen projector making contact with the screen. So how in the world are these machines all sitting in dark environments? Is there anything wrong with the projectors? No, this is a knockoff thing. Yeah, there's something wrong with the projector, but other than that, no, it's your screen. You have the wrong screen. This is the certified. Right here. In the middle. Make sure it lays nice and flat on my surface. Very expensive screen. It can't read the Infinity One. I was just on a forum site with this screen. And you spent $5,000 for a projection screen, and then you figure, they're going to sell you on a projector with a high contrast attached to it, so you know it's going to cost you a couple $1,000s right there. So altogether, you're probably roughly about $7,000 in the hole on a screen that can't read a contrast level. You can't see it. In a fully lit environment. Literally, we have an extra bar light sitting over top of that. We have Infinity, we call it the Halo light system over top of it. So how is that thing supposed to operate like a TV if it can't read a contrast level? And that's the reason why we see all these people sitting in these dark environments with these little tiny peppered lights in the environment. They're not even making contact with the screen. I have no idea why you would have lights at the bottom of your freaking screen to begin with. Physical light is supposed to be in contact with the screen at all times. Why is this important? Because say if a person has condensed lighting in their environment, and they turn on the lighting, and it hits the screen, and the screen washes out, they're going to come at you about that. So that's why it's important that you don't fake demonstrations, fake light in the environment. You have real actual lighting in the environment. Watch him for a minute because he's sneaky. He's extremely sneaky. I'll figure out where he's at. Ta-da! This is what you should be able to do. I can walk in and out of that door all day and it'll hit that screen and that contrast does not disappear. That's what true contrast looks like. Keep this shut because he'll sneak out in a hot second. That's what he does. He tries to do. But anyway, can't read it. Contrast is going to operate true 100% contrast, no fake grays. It's going to operate 100%. If the lights are on, it's still going to produce a black level. You have the wrong screen. That's why we're looking at these ultra short those screens. I'm like, why is the screen gray? You know they're not going to read the Infinity One. And then the first thing when I talk to these companies, we don't really worry about that. The projector's going to fix it. Projectors has you get a you know how much money those projectors are going to cost the customers at the end of the day? A $2 million in one contrast projector. You think that's going to be cheap? Like I've spent $1,300 for Optima G2 5200, and that projector the 56 and 5500. I spent $1,500. One was 15, one the other one was actually around $1,300 for a projector with a 20,000 to 1 contrast. What do you think a 2 million to 1 contrast is going to cost you at the end of the day? Yeah, a couple $1,000s. And you paid all that money for that projector still to be stuck in a dark environment. Because right now, if I put a challenge on this for all ultra short throw projectors to complete this challenge right here, none of them can do it. Because they're on the wrong screen, that's why. The only people that can do it are the people that own our technology. They're the only ones that can do it. So a gray screen, you're absolutely not supposed to be running. First of all, on a gray screen, you're not supposed to be running 4K or 1080p. They're designed for much darker screens. That's the first mistake right there from the door. You go to any form site, ask them what color the screen's supposed to be for to run proper 4K. They're going to say darker screens because of the contrast levels that are required to produce that color pop. That's also needed if you're going to be using a 4K or 1080p application. We could do it at 720p. My projector has a 4,000 to 1 contrast. That's it. So for my customers who don't want to spend $3,100, $2,700, even $5,000 for a projector, they can spend $60 because that's what I paid for my projector, $60. And because of the technology we have here, it allows that machine to be able to see the Infinity One. As if I were using the same projector on the daylight screen, ultra short throw, it wouldn't have worked. If I used it on the gray screen paint, it wouldn't have worked. And if I used it on the white screen over here, it wouldn't have worked. So that projector right there, customers are going to upgrade and spend more money to try to pick up a darker shade of gray to still fail. That's what you're doing right now. That's what you're doing on an ultra short throw right now. I sit there and tell you, waste your money. And they'll convince you to go out and buy an expensive screen because that will fix it. No, it will not. Then you're convinced to buy an expensive projector because that'll fix the expensive screen you just bought, and that won't fix it either. It's kind of like watching a dog chase its tail. It's the same equivalence to it. And in the gray screen, well, we've seen a person with the P2 projector. Every single one of those in demonstrations are done in dark environments. Every single one. Perfect point case. All the other ones I've seen who own the P2 and the Epson LS800 projectors all sit in the dark. Every single one of them. Or some poorly ambient light controlled environment. Can't have lights this close to their screens because they're washed out. Can't do that. So what did you pay for? You didn't get anything. Now I love when people say, well, what's your set? It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference with settings. It doesn't make a difference what caliber projectors we use. We can use picos. We can use short throws. We can use venues. We got just about everything we need over here. It doesn't make a difference. They don't read on these screens. They won't pick up. None of these projectors can read the Infinity One. They can't see it. Not on these screens. They won't pick it up. You have the wrong screen. Simple and plain. Can't get any more basic than a star field. Star field, projector, surface, can't get any more basic than that. All right, well, that's the end of the demonstration right there. Just short and sweet. That's it. I shouldn't have to go and explain it to you. It's right there. It's self-explanatory right there. Gray paint. Most people use certified screen and a white surface. People have the white surface. I know, projection screen companies tell you all the time, don't worry about it. Your projector has this whopping contrast capability. You're going to see all that. Well, again, to argue that case, I've looked for any demonstrations that can match the Optima GT 5600 that we use in a fully lit environment. There's no one matching that one. Everybody's in the dark because it's expensive machines. I've watched demonstrations on certifieds. I've been in enough of those form sites to watch their setups. Every single one, dark environment on an ultra short throw. Gray screens, well, we got a spokesperson for the P2. Every single demonstration sitting in the dark. See those lights we have over top that are making contact with the screen? Those lights are behind the screen and underneath the screen. Our lights are sitting directly on top of it. Doesn't even know what he's doing when it comes to ultra short throw. Look how close you are to the screen. And you can't read a contrast level. You can't pick up. You're that close. There's no distance there at all. So how are you not being able to pick up? Can't read it. Can't pick it up. And again, as I said before, the reason why we had that bar light there is because you don't have ambient light rejection technology. You definitely don't have FLE technology at all. So that screen right there is supposed to have ambient light rejection technology. So how come it's not absorbing the light, keeping the screen nice and dark? It don't work. When I'm on camera and I say, without our technology, your projectors don't work, I'm not joking with that. Your stuff does not work. Every single demonstration I watch on YouTube every single day can't complete this one simple task. That's because your projection screens do not work. They're not compatible with your projectors. I don't care how much money you spend. And I've seen some insane, I saw a $10,000 projector today. I saw a Christie Ultra Short Throw 4K. You have any idea how much those things cost? And someone had one in the perform site. And guess we were sitting on top of a white screen. In the dark. I asked him if he could turn the lights on for me on a 5,000 lumen projector, and he couldn't do it because the screen was washing. I said, well, it looks better with the lights out because, you know, it gives it more. No. I didn't ask you all that. I asked you a simple question. Turn the lights on. Here's a link. Put it on. Let me see it. 1,000 excuses. If you got to give me excuses, that means it doesn't work. Spent $10,000 for a machine. I don't want to hear about no spectrum of light and all this nonsense. Cut and dry. Lights on. Star field. Let me see what that $10,000 machine does. Can't have the lights on an ultra short throw. Again, which is supposed to be designed to replace the TV. It's never going to happen. Ever. You can't replace the TV, and TVs can operate in this environment with no problem. In fact, my cell phone can operate in this environment with no problem. Without our technology, your ultra short throws are useless. People saying, well, what about the white levels on our technology are amazing. Mind you, we could beat black paint and black fabric, and we generate a ton amazing white levels. But you don't get a 2 million to 1 white level on your projector. You get a 2 million to 1 contrast. Contrast is everything. The most expensive screens aren't white. They're gunmetal. They're darker screens. And yet they can't read it. Now, we have daylight right here. I'll show you the benefits of our technology here. People who can spend about a couple $1,000s for a screen. This is the daylight. So why don't you put the daylight up? The daylight can't go up there. You know why? Because this screen's not ultra short throw compatible. That's why they gave us 2 of them. This is an ultra short throw. I'm sorry, this is a long throw. So these can't be used over there. So if I want to use my ultra short throw projector, I have to spend the money for that screen right there. If I want to use my long throw, I'll have to spend the money for this right here. So as you can see, where the screen is going to cost you between $4,000 and $5,000, and the screen is going to cost you around almost $6,000, you have one technology that does it all. Most people who have a lot of money, they have both of these. So you spent almost close to maybe about, I think roughly around $14,000 for your screen setup, including the money you put in for your projectors to fix the mess. That's what you did. Well, my customers are spend under $400, and they could set up a screen size at 400 inches if they want, and still have a better technology. At that costs them far less. And now you see the big picture for the naysayers on why the technology is going to sell like crazy. Because again, we cover everything. Those who have gray screens, you want a better picture quality, they buy from us. Those who have white screens, they buy from us. Those who have certified and have deep pockets, they have to be to show the difference between the two. Because they got the money at the end of the day to go, I don't want your product, I can just go buy that. You have to be to change your mind. Easy can do it. So when you watch Star Wars and you're watching a dogfight in outer space, you're expecting for those stars and that black background to be 100%. And technically, you're just reading gray. All right. Done here. Next demonstration, we're going to call You Got the Wrong Screen, because you really do have the wrong screen. Hope you enjoyed. I got to go. Thank you for your time. The new technology, we have people placing their orders now. Our ship out date is going to be on the 14th of July. We call this the mother of all screens because it does everything. And as I said before, you got paints out there on the market that can't work with ultra short throws, which is a big part of the projector community, of being able to use ultra short throw machines because they're using so many applications. Our technology and all technology we develop are all ultra short throw compatible. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time, and God bless.